What's up, guys? Riley here from Hudson Motors. Today we're showing you guys how to restore your emblems with our emblem restoration kit. We sell this on our website. We'll go ahead and link it down in the description. But this is a great and fun way to save you some money on your vehicle restoration. Some emblems are worth over $100, brand new repops, and maybe your emblems are in good shape. The paint color has just faded on them. This is a great way of restoring those emblems, bringing them back to life and saving yourself some money. And it's really fun and really satisfying to do. So let me show you what we got, what's included in our kit, and then some other tips and tricks that we've learned over the years on how to do this kind of stuff. So in our kit, you're going to get either one or two colors. If you choose the one color kit, you get the color you choose and one squirt bottle, one needle bottle. If you've got two colors, you'll get a second color and a second needle bottle. It's going to come with some fine detail brushes. These are just like little tiny little Q-tips that you're going to use afterwards to clean up any extra paint, any runoff. It comes with a fiberglass prepping pen. So this little pen pulls up, kind of looks like an eraser. It's not, it's actually fiberglass, and this is great for prepping. We'll go over more on that in a minute. And then you're also going to get a microfiber towel that you'll use to clean up and prep and all that kind of stuff. So that's what's included in the kit. What's not included in the kit is solvents. I can't ship solvents, so you have to pick your own solvent of choice. I like denatured alcohol for all my prep work. And then afterwards, when you're cleaning up, I would prefer to use lacquer thinner or acetone. Acetone is going to be way more aggressive than the lacquer thinner is, so I would always start with lacquer thinner when you're cleaning up your messes. But again, it's a lot of fun, good, great kit that you can do. Also, what we've got here with us today is some triple-aught steel wool. This is a great trick for any classic vehicle enthusiast. Triple-aught steel wool is the best and fastest way to clean up your chrome. If your chrome is like cloudy, dirty, all that kind of stuff, triple-aught steel wool will shine it up super fast and make it look brand new really quickly. You can use it on bumpers, trim, moldings, emblems, just like this. So the first thing I would do when I'm getting into a project like this, I'd get my fiberglass prep pen, pull it out a little bit there so you can see it. The areas where you're going to paint, get in with your fiberglass pen, and it's just going to give you that little nice fine controlled scuff so that your new paint can stick to it. This is going to leave a little scuff marks on your chrome, but then you can come back in with your triple-aught steel wool and clean it up. So first things first, get in there. It gives me goosebumps. It kind of sounds like nails on a chalkboard to me, but so I kind of hate this part. Get in there, scuff it up a little bit. This is already pretty faded and pretty scuffed up, so I don't have to go very crazy. After I'm done with that, I'll get in here with my triple-aught steel wool, clean that up, make it nice and shiny again, and then we are almost ready to paint. I'll take a little alcohol in my rag and get myself ready to go. Alcohol dries so fast, it evaporates super quickly, so it's a great resource. If you've got Prep-All, like painters use, that's probably better than alcohol, but you know, alcohol is cheap. You can get it at Home Depot. So boom, we're prepped, we're ready to go. I'll prep up this emblem. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna refill the XLT in red. We're gonna fill in our F250, the cracks of our F250 with black. Even though that's not how they came, I think it makes the emblem pop. Clean that all up, get some alcohol in there, and get ourselves prepped and ready to go. Next, what you'll do is you'll use your tester's paint enamel that comes in our kits to fill your needle bottles. So you don't need a ton. And I say that because you can tightly screw these caps back on later and save this paint for later, because you're not going to use this whole thing when doing an emblem like this. I don't even think we'll use that much today. And then we're just going to go right after it. So this is pretty easy. The biggest mistake that I made when I first started doing this and learning how to do this is I was always trying to like draw the T. And you don't have to do that. Water has surface tension and paint has surface tension. When you're in little tight spaces like this, it's going to be really hard to get in there. So what you're going to do is you're going to use the surface tension of the paint itself and get in there, and then you can drag that paint with you. And then again, anything that pulls over, we'll just clean up with our little Q-tip at the end, and it'll clean off that chrome super easy. But then you get in there, you can fill that in. Same thing down here. Just get that filled in nicely. And again, I'm not even pressing on the paint. I'm just pushing other paint that has come out. I'm not even squeezing the bottle. I'm just pushing it around. And just kind of use it, work that paint around, work it up the edges, make sure you're nice and filled in. And then anything after this is nice and dry, anything that's kind of ran over will come in and we will wipe off with some acetone or some lacquer thinner on our little Q-tip, and that will dry up nicely. You know, this is not life or death, and so if you mess up, you just take some acetone, take some lacquer thinner, and keep going at it. Now this emblem is a little difficult because the raised edge from the XLT is not very raised. On a lot of emblems, you have a nice raised edge that will allow you to push up against. This one, not so much. This is kind of like drawing almost, but you get the effect that we're going for. Again, I give it a little squeeze at the beginning just to kind of get it started, and then paint will kind of naturally flow out as the paint is kind of drawn out of the thing. You do not need to press. It'll just come out. If it's not coming out, you kind of just squeeze to get started, but I'm only squeezing when it feels like I'm running out of paint on the surface. Make sure we're nice and filled in there on that one, and then we'll take some solvent and we'll wipe some of that off. On the F250 here, same story. Now this one has a nice raised edge, so I'll be able to get down in there with my paint, and I'm not super worried now about it running over. However, you just want to be careful that you're not squeezing out too much. But this one has that nice raised edge that you can get your needle down into, and it will fill in really nice. This one will require little to no cleanup, whereas the XLT is going to take a little bit of work with some lacquer thinner. The paint, you can see that's going to look really good, and it was really quick. It looks really nice. One hard part about this F250 is there is some open ends here. So all I'm going to do is use that surface tension of the paint, push it towards that open end, and then it will dry, and you just don't want it to run out past. So, you know, let the paint settle. If you need to push some more over there later, you can, but most of this is just going to go in the crack. At the end of the 5 here, we're going to just push some paint over and up to the edge and let it just dry just like that. We got a little happy there with that one, and it's not a big deal. Again, that's one of the benefits of chrome is not very adhesive. You know, it's real shiny. Stuff doesn't stick to it real well, so if you need to clean it up, you can clean it up. It's not the end of the world. Now I'm going pretty quick here because of the video. Just trying to get this done for you guys so we can make this video short. But normally I would be taking my time trying to make as little of a mess as I can, because cleaning it up, a lot of the time I feel like when I'm cleaning it up, I clean up too much paint and then I have to go back in. So take your time when you're doing this, and if you take your sweet time and you don't have to do a lot of cleanup at the end, you'll be happier for sure. All right, just like that. So now all you do is let it dry. I'd let it dry for like 24 hours before I go try and put it on anything. It dries up pretty quickly. But before it dries completely, while it's still kind of drying up, I will take some lacquer thinner, some alcohol, clean those up. But that's pretty much it. Again, while you're cleaning up, if you clean off too much, you just have to go back in there and add a little bit more paint. It's just a little bit of trial and error till you figure it out. But again, very easy, very cost effective, and very fun. You can see even on video, it's very satisfying to watch and to do. I really like doing it. Every truck we do is kind of like my favorite little project that I do for myself. I don't let the guys do it because this is just a little fun. So again, very cheap, very effective, looks great, and anyone can do it. It's very, very, very easy. So if you want one, there's a link in our description below where you can go down and buy it. You can buy a 1-color or a 2-color kit. You get entered in to win whatever truck we might be giving away at that time as well. So there's that added bonus. And yeah, they're just fun. It's great. Thanks for watching this one. Hope this helps. Hope you guys can make your emblems look nice and not have to go waste a bunch of money on new ones. Again, thanks for checking us out here at Hudson Motors, and we'll catch you on the next one.